Hello everyone, this is Grace. It is October the 13th, 2024, and we're going to be discussing high places. What is a high place in the Bible? And I have always believed it was just them going on top of a mountain and worshiping. Come to find out, it's actually a church. So let's look at the scriptures. Numbers 22:41. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal, that thence he might see the utmost part of the people. So he had his built on a hill. The thing about it is, just as in the Bible, the people really lived the ideal or the ideology that the higher up you were, the closer you were to God. And they answered them and said, He is, behold. Okay, this is where Saul, hold on. This is where Saul is about to be chosen king. And so he's looking for the prophet. He says, and he asked some ladies if they had seen him. And he answered them and said, He is, behold, he is before you. Make haste now, for he came today to the city, for there is a sacrifice of the people today in the high place. As soon as ye come into the city, ye shall straightway find him before ye go up to the high place to eat. For the people will not eat until he come, because he doth bless the sacrifice, and afterwards they eat that be bidden. Now therefore get you up, for about this time ye shall find him. And so he found him up there, and Samuel answered Saul and said, I am the seer. It's not a seer, it's a prophet. It's a completely different word. If anybody can get visions, just so you guys know, anyone can get a vision. If you want to heal, you can pray for healing for someone. That's not, they still use the word seer. It's still their word. It's a pagan word. He was a prophet. And it says somewhere in here that back in the day, they were called seers, and not before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God. Thus he spake, Come, let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. No, it was before Israel, they were pagan. No, before time in Israel, no, they were prophets. It's a completely different word. See, this is the word for prophet, and this is the word for seer. It just means seer. Prophet, I'm not sure what this means. I don't want to get off. Well, we've already clicked on it. Let's see what comes up. It's taking too long. Let's move on. A spokesperson, a speaker, a prophet. See how one speaks and the other sees a vision? A seer, that's the word for see. But let's move on. And Samuel answered Saul and said, I am the seer. Go up before me unto the high place, for ye shall eat with me today and tomorrow, and I will let thee go, and will tell thee all that is in thine heart. And so he went to the high place, and then it says, and Samuel took Saul and his servant and brought them into the parlor, a parlor at the high place where they ate, and made him sit in the chiefest place among them that were bidden, which were about 30 persons. Look, if you have visions, by the way, I'm not trying to shame you or make you feel bad. This is a pagan word. They still use this word today. I would not call myself that, nor would I call anybody else that I deem to be a Christian. It's not a good word. It's just not. And it's not a gift of the Spirit, because The wicked have visions. I don't know. The wicked have visions. They just do. God can use them, but they're not prophets. Only the people sacrificed in high places, because there was no house built unto the name of the Lord until those days. So Solomon's prayer, it says, let's read that again. Only the people sacrificed in high places, because there was no house built unto the name of the Lord until those days. And Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of David his father. Only he sacrificed and burnt incense in high places. We'll talk about this later. Let me unhighlight this. I didn't highlight it because it was wrong. I just wanted to remind myself to say something that I'm not going to say right now. These are buildings, just churches. And the Bible talks so badly about them, but you see, all of the kings kept them around. And I never could understand it. I'm shocked to find out it's actually a church building. So that's why I wanted to share it with you, in case you didn't know either. Then did Solomon build in high place for Shamash, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. They that sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spoke unto Rehoboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father, and his heavy yoke which he put upon us lighter, and we will serve you. And he said, No. And so they left. And here we go. And he made, Jeroboam made a house. And he made a house of high places, and made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not of the sons of Levi. And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month, on the 15th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah. And he offered upon the altar. So did he in Bethel, sacrificing unto the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel the priests of the high places which he had made. They're churches. And this one even said that they weren't Levites, as though Levites were actually monitoring the churches. But when we saw Jesus would go to the temple and read. And he would read in houses, and they would teach in houses. And so would Paul. For they also built them high places and images and groves on every high hill and under every green tree. Let's see. We have 2 more verses. But the high places were not removed. Nevertheless, Asa's heart was perfect with the Lord all his days. But he kept those church buildings. I'm not sure how to feel about this. I'm not quite sure. Howbeit every nation made gods of their own, and put them in the houses of the high places which the Samaritans had made, every nation in their city wherein they dwelt. Okay, that's all. Okay, that was just something that I noticed and I wanted to share with you in case you hadn't noticed it yet. I'm going to end it there because I'm not really certain how to take it. I had been under the impression that high places were bad, but at the same time, all of the kings kept the high places intact. And it even implied that the Levites were watching over them, just like a regular church today. Okay, so which to me, it seems to me like it wouldn't be bad at all if a Levite was there. But I'll look for some more information, and as I find out more information, I'll keep you up to date. Until then, I'll talk with you in the next video.